I'd like to provide some advice on labelling plant symbols in landscape drawings. It's usual practice to use a leader line to connect the centre of the plant symbol to the plant name. So here's a typical plant symbol. Notice that it's a block, just called generic plant symbol, and we connect that label to the centre point of that block. I'll just unselect all. Now, the symbol is usually, most designers will put a cross in the centre of the symbol for new planting or a filled circle for an existing plant. If you're using gCADPlus for this sort of drafting, the symbols in our library and any that you make should have a point entity at the centre with the point property set to be a cross marker. So if I edit this one, let's pick it and right click and edit it. And if I pick this entity in the center, notice in the properties box, it's a point entity. And if I go to format point styles, notice that I've got it set as a plus sign through the point, and I've set 1.5% window height for its size. The advantage of this, and let's close, the advantage of this is that I can rotate that symbol, grab hold of the little handle here, and then unselect all. See that the cross stays perfectly positioned even though I've rotated the symbol. We've put the point on a layer L-PLNT-construction, and any entities making the symbol up itself should be on a layer called L plant symbol. The reason for that is I can go to the layer tools and I can turn off the symbol layer, and I'm leaving the construction layer on, and we end up with just, we've taken the colour away and the elaborate part of the symbol away. Notice that the symbol has a dark, an emphasis area. It's on it's a shadow that's put in the block itself. So unselect all and we'll come back and return to normal. So normally you would be showing the symbol and hiding the construction layer. So we go back here. So you can see there's the symbol that's there for emphasis. But notice because I had turned it, you've lost some of the versatility of it. You really want the shadow to be angled correctly and to be consistent. So that shadow ideally would be on its own layer so that you could turn it off. And as it stands, it is L-plant shadow. So we're trying to make our symbols as versatile as possible. This one has the label formed by using the leader here. This is the leader which you set the arrowhead, second point, and then a piece of text. So it's all part of the one thing. Notice the text here is in a mixture of upper and lowercase. The reason that everything is consistently in uppercase is that if I pick it, it's got a style called standard or has it. Let's go to the dimension styles, and we've got a leader altered, and in the text we've got a style 1. So what I'm actually looking for is we have a style called uppercase. This is it here, and you may have noticed that style 1 was used in that dimension style. So although it looks simple, it's a relatively complex shape and quite versatile and can be used very nicely in concept designs. Notice also that if I pick and copy that one. I'll bring it down here. The symbol has transparency associated with it, and you'll find that when you're doing groups of symbols as we have here, that transparency is a useful tool to have. So if I pick the symbol, dive in there and edit it, pick that colour, it's a colour 112, 185, 113, red, green and blue settings. I've set a transparency, it's an arbitrary figure, but ranges between 1 and 255. So I'll close the block editor now. So it's really quite a useful symbol, and you can have 2 or 3 of these generic plant symbol A, B and C. Let's return to labelling and leaders. So one should not cross the leaders as we have here. If you must cross lines when you're labelling, use a little jump symbol like we have here to jump across. Because gCADPlus does not allow the explode command to be used on leaders, you'll have to draw this one in separately. You can see that I've had to draw that in just in that instance. One day we might enable gCADPlus to explode those symbols and you could edit them perhaps a little more easily. The last thing in this preliminary section, and we're halfway there, you should line up the generic and species names. And remember that was in a text style that was always uppercase. So line them up so you can see these pieces of text line up. And do take a look at modify and align text, because you've got a lot of options here. I've picked 3. Hit enter. Notice down here you can align left, right, top, bottom and so on. So I hope that takes us about halfway through a discussion of labelling plants.